Hello and welcome to the woods. Now, it's a funny time of the year now, mid-October. Overnight, this last week, we had one day where it was about 14 degrees, 15 degrees at night. The same week we've had one day that was only 4 or 5 degrees at night. How warm is it going to be tonight? I have no idea. But one of the things I've got for testing today is a sleeping bag. A one-season one. So let's just hope it's not too chilly. I've got a couple of other bits to test today. We'll see how it goes. I'll start filming them once I've got to camp and I've got my bed for the night set up. Always the most important thing for me personally. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Right, for someone that likes matching kit normally, Solognac tarp, pocket hammock made by Napsack, a DD underblanket. Inside is a Snugpak jungle sleeping bag and a Decathlon pillow. Could I have made it any more mixed? I don't know, but it's just the bits that I wanted to use, so be it. So I've got the Snugpak jungle bag for testing, be first outing for that. And also brought a bow saw today, just to make life a little bit easier. I really like my other folding saw, the Laplander, but for the bigger stuff, it's not really man enough. It's a bit of a pain. Hopefully this will make it a little bit easier. Made by the same people. Not heavy, it's about sort of 700 grams, something like that. And I think it's about £14. So cheap enough. If it does the job, it was worth bringing. Right, let's see quite how hard this timber is. Stick my gloves on first. I don't want any accidents. Right, okay. It will split. Well, Robin, I'm impressed with its performance for battening. I thought it might be a little on the light side for it, but can't knock that really. Certainly made light work of them. Now I've had this knife quite a long time, probably 2 years. A friend of mine, Robin, who's a part-time knife maker, he made it as a bit of an experimental sort of shape, and just give it to me and said, you know, try it out, see what you think. Such an unusual shaped blade there. Hope you can see it with a bit of background. There we go. I thought for battening and so on it would be a little bit light. It's plenty thick enough. It's about 4 mil, I think. But no, I thought there wouldn't be enough sort of like weight in it. But it actually works very well. And I think it's because the grind isn't too steep. It's not a really fine blade. It's not a slicer as such, although it is very sharp. The edge is very much like this, as opposed to like this. It's much wider angle. So as you're knocking it in, it's literally just forcing the wood apart, more like the profile on a hatchet. Very impressed. I've used it over the years a few times for sort of lightweight camp tasks, but never tried battening with it. And I'm very surprised. Well done, Robin. I like it. I'm liking it a lot. Oh yeah, and here's the sheath that he made that as well. Nice, nice retention. Holds it well. All in all, very nice bit of kit. I am in the process of chatting with him, and he's actually going to make something to my design. There's going to be a JB knife. We'll see how it works out. But no, very surprised. I don't know why really, because all the stuff he makes is pretty damn good.
Very damp.
Well, it was only what, 5 hours ago. We had heavy rain, wasn't it?
Here you go.
You know when you get the feeling that something's just not quite right? Thinking about my setup, and I think it's because it's such a mixture. I like all the individual components, although I've never tried the sleeping bag before. I don't see any reason why it won't work. But I've never used them sort of together in this fashion. I suppose it's a bit of the old OCD. It don't match. But yeah, it's funny how the doubts creep in sometimes, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh yeah, just to show you, you don't need a fancy dangler for your knife. Ordinary keychain holder with a dog clip on the bottom. Easy to unclip, but it's loose enough that it's comfortable when you go and sit down with your knife attached. Works for me. Right, I've just popped back into the woodland a little bit just to see how we're looking. Obviously we've got the fire going. You can see the fire a bloody mile off. But certainly camo wise, we're working quite well. I hope you can see about there is Marc. He's using a DD multicam, and I've got the Solognac over there above my hammock in a diamond formation. That's blending in quite well as well. So yeah, it looks all right. Obviously it's hardly a stealthy setup because we've got a bloody great fire going. But never mind, we are in the middle of nowhere. It is private property, but it's one of them things. They've got to find us first. We should be absolutely fine. Oh, superb. Young Marc, he's made us a hot chocolate. Minty hot chocolate at that, which is quite appreciated because it is actually dropping cold now. I just stepped away from the camp, away from the fire just now, and you can actually see your breath. Oh, you can here. No, not really. I'm too close to the fire. But yes, it is turning chilly. I've put my coat on, I'm now thinking, was a one-season sleeping bag such a great idea?
No, probably not.
Probably not. Oh well.
Let's get some more wood.
We'll find out. I've got my under blanket, which will make a bit of a difference, but yes, we shall see. We've loaded the fire pit up to the max. It's got a lot of weight on there now, but it's coping. I'm really impressed with that. That thin mesh, it looked quite flimsy, but there's a lot of weight of wood on there now, and it's been burning solidly for about 3 or 4 hours. No signs of problems whatsoever. And I don't know whether you can see it. I'll move the camera up. Just about make it out there. Got a nice moon rising, poking through the trees. All in all, it's a very nice evening, albeit a bit chilly if you move away from the fire. Right, it's time for bed. An early-ish one too. It's only, what, about 20 past 10. But we was both quite tired, and it is quite chilly now. So as soon as you move away from the fire, you really notice it. So I've climbed into the hammock, kept my hoodie on. I think I'm going to need it because of a one-season sleeping bag. Was that a good idea? It was at the time when I was packing, but now I'm having my doubts, but we'll see. Combination of the sleeping bag and the under blanket together, I should be okay, I hope. If not, I'll come back to you at 2 or 3 in the morning and say, I'm bloody freezing. But no, I think I'll be okay. Right, I'll say good night, and hopefully I will see you in the morning at sensible time. Good night. Morning. Well, it is about 7:30. Marc's just splitting some wood, as I'm sure you can hear, to get the fire going, because it's fresh this morning.
Very fresh.
Very fresh. I woke up about 6:30. Not because I was cold, not because I needed a wee. I was actually really hungry. Woke up and the belly was rumbling, and so got up, put breakfast on, and once that's boiled for a bit, I'll use the water for my coffee as well. And yeah, good morning. Fresh but dry. I actually slept well, and I was plenty warm enough in that one season bag. So that just shows you the under blanket makes a big difference. Good night. I'll come back to you in a bit. We have flame. In a bit we'll have some heat, hopefully.
Oh yes.
I'm packed ready to go. This is where I was. No sign left, of course. You can see where Marc was with a little dry patch of ground. But we'll scrape that over in a minute. He's just about got his stuff packed in his retro German hiking bag. Quite a neat bag. He's just off through that way, getting rid of the ash from that little mobile fire pit thing. I've scraped over the area where it was standing. Just got to put the chopping block away, hide that in the trees, and we're just about ready to go. It's a nice morning. Cloudy, and it's still a little bit fresh, but at least it's dry. Going to be a nice walk out. In different directions though. I've got to head up through them trees and keep going for, I don't know, 3/4 mile, something like that. Because I am parked sort of way over that way. Marc will probably take that path out. Because because he actually lives at the top of there, so we're going in opposite directions. But yeah, we've used this little campsite over and over again here. It is one of the few flat places in this wood. It's very up and down everywhere else, but it's not a bad location, this, and not a bad size, and it's in the middle of the woods, so you don't see anybody. It's time to go. Mark's just setting up his camera, as you can see, ready for his the final bit of his video. I'm packed, and it's time to walk off. Right.
Oh yeah, you guys see my vintage bag?
Oh yes, his vintage bag. It's already been on film, but yes, that's his vintage bag. Silly boy. Right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next camp.